Hello and welcome to Life of a Diplomat. I am Ainuri Mengali. Today we are joined by a distinguished guest who is working to elevate trade and cooperation between the United Kingdom and Kazakhstan to a new level, while also immersing herself in Kazakh culture, history and language. It's my pleasure to welcome Sally Axworthy, the ambassador of the United Kingdom to Kazakhstan. So let's get started.
And we studied quite a lot about Kazakh traditions, which is really interesting. Kazakhstan has a unique geopolitical location. It is the biggest economy in Central Asia, so infrastructure is one we would like to develop more because of the importance of the Middle Corridor. There are a number of British architects that have already been active in Kazakhstan. Khan Shatter in Astana was designed by Norman Foster. So we have excellent cooperation in the field of education, as you know.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, can we expect more?
Yeah. So this is a really strong area of bilateral cooperation. But of course, we'd like to do more.
Hello, Madam Ambassador. Thank you very much for being with us today, and welcome to the Life of a Diplomat program.
Thank you for coming, and I'm delighted to meet you. Hoş geldiniz.
Okay, rahmet. Let's proceed.
Okay.
Live in Astana or live in London?
Life in Astana.
Great. Fish and chips or besh barmak?
Fish and chips.
English breakfast tea or kames?
English breakfast tea.
William Shakespeare or Abay Kunanbay?
Well, as I'm trying to read Abay, I would have to say Abay Kunanbay.
Oh, that's great. And now, one key UK-Kazakhstan opportunity.
To develop our trade.
Great. And one thing you love about Kazakhstan?
I love the steppe and the horses.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Madam Ambassador, thank you very much for sharing your time with us today. Before we continue speaking about bilateral relations and the agenda for cooperation, I just want to address the aspects of Kazakh national culture, traditions and history. So what aspects of those things have impressed you so far? And of course, we are now having this beautiful tea set for that, with also the some of the symbols of Kazakh traditional cuisine. So what are your impressions? What have impressed you so far?
So I think Kazakhs and British people both drink a lot of tea.
Yeah, that's true.
And tea with milk. So this is one of the things we have in common.
Yeah.
But I had the privilege of spending some time learning Kazakh before I came here.
Yeah.
And we studied quite a lot about Kazakh traditions, which is really interesting. So all the family traditions, you know, the many family traditions and celebrations, and the culture based around family and around family celebrations. Yeah. So I really enjoyed learning about all of that.
So tell me more about your first impressions on your arrival in Kazakhstan. How was it, and how has it evolved since time you spent here?
So I mean, I had been only once to Astana before I came here, and Astana is obviously an incredible city with incredible buildings, unlike anywhere else I've served. I also spent some time in Almaty learning Kazakh. And very much like that city. It's a beautiful city. I think I've just had my first winter here, and it wasn't as bad as everybody said it would be. In fact, I really enjoyed it because in the UK it's often quite rainy and grey in the winter. But here it was sunny and just nice, and not as cold perhaps as it has been in previous years. So yeah, the climate has not been as difficult as people suggested.
Yeah. So everything is going smooth so far.
So far. But I've only experienced winter, now I have to experience summer.
So let us continue addressing now the bilateral cooperation. So which political and economic priorities guide the UK-Kazakhstan cooperation today?
So we, a couple of weeks ago, we had our first Central Asia 5 foreign ministers meeting in London.
Yes.
Foreign Minister Koshabayev came to London for a few days. It was a very successful meeting. we signed a number of agreements, including the latest roadmap, bilateral roadmap on critical minerals, which is about our desire to work together on the development.
That's very important.
Yes, it is, yeah. And we also are about to ratify our strategic partnership and cooperation agreement. So Kazakhstan is a strategic partner for the UK, the only one we have in the region. So this is an important agreement that is a sort of framework for everything we do here.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned before, we put a high priority on developing our bilateral trade and also in continuing to develop our bilateral cooperation on education.
To start with, what makes Kazakhstan strategically important a partner for the UK here in this region, and why is it important for the UK?
So
to strengthen cooperation, right?
Kazakhstan has a unique geopolitical location. It is the biggest economy in Central Asia. It accounts for more than half of Central Asia's GDP. It's a rapidly growing economy, 6.5% growth rate last year. So you can see that this is a country that is going places, and in 10 years' time it will no doubt be much more developed than it is now. So it's a good moment for British businesses to get involved. It's also because of its location, it's an important transport and logistics hub.
Yeah.
We're really interested in the development of the Middle Corridor. I think Western Europe, like many countries, we buy a lot of things from China. So this route through the Middle Corridor is of great interest to us. So it's important sort of geopolitically, strategically, geographically, but also I think for the UK, it's an economy where it has a young, educated population. People are very ambitious here. The British Council did a survey of Kazakh young people recently, and it found that, I think they found that around 70% of young people want to set up a business. So it's very entrepreneurial. You really get a sense of energy and dynamism in Kazakhstan.
Yes, and how, in your view, is this market, I mean, Kazakhstan, the market of Central Asia maybe in general, is attractive for UK businesses, UK investors, and what sectors of the economy will be, of the most interest for them?
So the Kazakhstan government does many things to attract investment, including one thing that's great for British businesses is the Astana International Financial Centre.
Yeah, because we have a English law, and it's
which operates under English law. We even have an English judge who works there. And I think this gives companies confidence to establish themselves in Kazakhstan. They understand the law under which any disputes will be heard. And indeed, I think there are more than 4,000 companies now, not all British, but more than 4,000 companies that are registered at the AIFC. So this is one good way in which companies are attracted to come to Kazakhstan. And obviously, the strength of the regulatory environment is very important for countries. They want to know with certainty that they can that their rights will be upheld. The
rules, the law, the environment, the climate.
Yes, in
general.
And then on sectors, I think, as we've already mentioned, critical minerals, this is probably the most important. The UK has a strategy, a critical mineral strategy, as many countries do. We want to diversify our suppliers of critical minerals. Kazakhstan has, I think it's 99 of the elements on the periodic table, really a lot of critical minerals. Kazakhstan also has an ambition to develop processing of critical minerals here. And I think this aligns well with the UK strategy to diversify our suppliers.
Yeah. And how do you see this partnership, I mean, in this particular field, will develop, will evolve, in years to come? Because
I think there are various
very
strands to
complicated.
it. I mean, part of it is simply that, British companies would like to or do supply mining equipment to Kazakhstan.
Okay, yeah.
But it's also about partnerships. Yesterday, we were visiting a company in the Kazakh region called Ferroalloy Resources that's developing a deposit of vanadium. And so they have developed a new process to produce vanadium. So this is a company, it's a British, it's listed in the UK, but the founders are British and Kazakh.
I see, yeah.
So we have another really great project with Diplomat, which is supporting the production of rhenium, which is used in aircraft engines.
Yeah.
And I think Kazakhstan can become a major supplier of rhenium, especially through the investment that this British company is going to make. So that's where I think we have common interests in increasing the supply of critical minerals from Kazakhstan, and British companies can assist with that. And then the other area we are interested in is research partnerships, and we are looking whether we can do more to support those.
Yeah. So joint enterprises would be, one of the solutions that
Indeed,
can
yes.
be helpful. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and how does the UK support Kazakhstan in sectors like finance, for example, or infrastructure? We're talking about AI and digitalization as well. So how is the dialogue in these sectors is evolving?
Yeah, so there are obviously many other sectors in which British companies are active. So infrastructure is one we would like to develop more because of the importance of the middle corridor. The UK has a lot of expertise in design, urban planning, infrastructure development. There are a number of British architects that have already been active in Kazakhstan. The Khan Shatter in Astana was designed by Norman Foster and Partners.
Yes, yeah.
And in Almaty, the Almaty Museum of Arts was designed by Chapman Taylor architects who are British. The Cellini Cultural Centre was designed by Asif Khan, another British architect. So there's a good track record in this sector, but we would like to develop it further. The UK has done some interesting urban developments like King's Cross area where there's a shopping centre, and it's been developed with the new metro line, the Elizabeth line. So we would like to bring some of this expertise to Kazakhstan.
Now let's address also the people-to-people ties. Which areas of people-to-people connections you think hold the, untapped potential?
So we have excellent cooperation in the field of education, as you know.
Yeah.
There are several universities, British universities, that have opened in Kazakhstan.
Yes.
So Cardiff, Coventry,
yes.
De Montfort. We have Herit Wat in Aktobe. And these universities offer the same degree, the same standard of degree, the same degree that you would get in the UK. So if people don't want to travel to the UK, or they don't get a scholarship, they can do the same degree here in Kazakhstan. There are also a number of scholarship programs for studying in the UK. We have a program called Chevening Scholarships. This is for master's students. They can study for a year, they get everything paid, flights, tuition, accommodation.
Yeah.
The British Council run a scheme called Women in STEM, Science, Technology, Engineering and Maths.
Yeah.
So that's for women scientists, again, to do a master's program. And again, they cover all the costs. So we have a very high standard of applicants, and we're very happy with the way these two schemes are running. A lot of Kazakh students also go to the UK under the Bolashak program. Think about a third of the 1,000 or so students a year choose the UK to study. So this is a really strong area of bilateral cooperation. But of course, we'd like to do more. We would like more universities to come to Kazakhstan.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, can we expect more?
Yeah, and more. I mean, we have a number of university partnerships where there are dual degrees. I think Nahoz in Almaty, Nazarbayev University, universities like that have them. And that's another way that universities can cooperate with Kazakh universities. We also have a number of schools, British schools that have opened here, like Haileybury and Ardingly. We've got Charterhouse that's about to open in Almaty. So I think the educational links are really strong. On the educational front, the British Council also work with the Ministry of Education here to on English language teaching. So we would like, we have done a lot on the curriculum, the English language curriculum, but also on methods of teaching. So we're working together, in particular with the Orleu Centre for Professional Development, so that Kazakh people already speak great English, but just to make sure that those really high standards are preserved.
Yeah. I want to ask you about your professional path. What led you into diplomacy at the first place?
At university I studied history, and I was particularly interested in 20th century history, which merges a little bit into politics.
Yes.
And as a child, we didn't travel as a family. I didn't ever go on family holidays abroad, so I also wanted to see the world.
Yeah.
And I think these two things led me to apply to work in the foreign ministry.
Yes, and now you've gained a lot of experience. I mean, you have experience of, on conflict resolution and peace processes. How all of these experiences help you in your current role here in Kazakhstan, and in particularly this regional context, addressing this regional context as well?
So I think in Kazakhstan, the Kazakh government is very committed to the multilateral system and to conflict resolution. So there's some overlap there in understanding where they're coming from on that, and looking for ways in which we can work together. But I think, my diplomatic experience has kind of all prepared me for this role in a way. In different countries, you might focus a little bit on different subjects, depending on what the country is doing itself. But yes, I feel this is the culmination of a lot of diplomatic experience.
And how all of those experiences shaped, in general, your worldview as a diplomat?
I started off my career in Western Europe. Well, actually, that's not true. I started off my career in Moscow.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, and then
very interesting.
And then Ukraine. But the culture is European. There was a lot in common with British culture. And latterly, then I went sort of further afield. I went and served in India. And I think it's interesting to see how different cultures approach our common problems in different ways. And it kind of expands it pushes the boundaries of your own thinking. It makes you consider different possibilities.
Yeah, and looking ahead, what are your, personal priorities for this tenure?
I would very much like to increase bilateral trade. I think last year we were Kazakhstan's 16th largest trading partner, but I think we could do better than that. We are a top 10 investor in Kazakhstan, but it would be nice if we could increase bilateral trade. I would also like the two countries to get to know more about each other. I think the UK needs to project its modern image in Kazakhstan. We're greatly helped by the number of Kazakhs who study in the UK, but for people who don't go to the UK, to have an accurate picture of what the UK is like now, and vice versa. I think in the UK, Kazakhstan could be better known.
Yeah.
So we work with the Kazakh embassy in London to think about ways we could increase the visibility of the two countries in each other's country.
Yeah, right. Okay, and now climate and sustainable development are also very important topics. So how does cooperation go in these spheres as well?
So this is an area in which we are very interested in working with Kazakhstan. The UK has made the transition away from generating power using coal. And we would like to share that experience with Kazakhstan. So we've done a few workshops, like we did one recently on environmentally friendly district heating systems.
Yeah.
And we've done one on the energy transition. So climate is another fruitful area in which we can cooperate. And we have the UK has supported biodiversity projects as well. For example, we support the Altyn Dala project to rescue the Saiga antelope, which has been very successful.
I see. Yeah.
And it won the Earthshot Prize, which is sponsored by the Prince of Wales.
Yeah.
So I think the Saiga are no longer endangered, and this project is now focusing on the reintroduction of I can't pronounce this, Przewalski horse.
Yes,
which is the most ancient breed of horse.
That's amazing, yeah.
So I think Kazakhstan has this huge natural asset in the steppe. And we try to support projects that conserve the steppe and make the most of its biodiversity.
That would be very, very exciting indeed. Yeah. And, to summing up everything that we discussed today, what would be your message to Kazakhstan's people about the future of the UK-Kazakhstan partnership?
So I think, I think the political relationship between the UK and Kazakhstan is getting ever stronger, as we saw with the Central Asia 5 foreign ministers meeting in London. I think we are strategic partners. We have lots of areas of common interest, whether it's critical minerals, infrastructure, the Middle Corridor, supporting the rules-based international system, supporting the UN. That, it's a really solid partnership. And I hope that during my time here, I will be able to make it even stronger, working with my counterparts in the Kazakh embassy in London, because I think, this is a partnership that benefits both sides. In all the areas in which we cooperate, it's in our mutual interest to work closely together.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.